Hey folks, here's part two of your video. I want to go through really specifically how to use Dolly, and I'll use an example um, from my own community, right, to do so. So, right, first question is like, what is Dolly? There's several sort of AI, artificial intelligence, visual generators, right, where you can type in a prompt and they help you visualize something, or you can type in a photo, or sorry, upload a photo, typing in a photo, and it will help you edit it, right? Even more so than Photoshop, right? I know a lot of people are familiar with Photoshop, but I do want you to try this, right? If learn something new, right? If you haven't used Dali, now is your time, right? You can't fail, right? You're supposed to make mistakes in this class, right? That's called learning. So let's try using Dali and see what happens, right? So let me show you. I went to Dali. It's a free account. You can just Google like Dali or labs.openai.com. And you have a great reading this week that walks you through the steps, but I'm just going to show you as well. So I go to below the prompt where it says upload an image. And let me see if I can, no, that's the one I already did. I've already edited a few photos. What? Here we go. Okay. So this is right, and so I saved this photo on my desktop. It's of my apartment building, and uh, right, I've got the photo now of my apartment building, and it's got this dead space, right, that's been here for half a year, and so this is what I want to make the basis of my visual proposal, right? I've written my textual proposal. Now this is my visual proposal. I want to use this, right, this technology to help me visualize my ideas, to help me visually persuade. So then I go to edit image, right? You see right here, edit image. And I, right, can just sort of erase sort of this area, this dead space, right? And I'm like, okay, I've erased this area where I want to add something, right? So think of it as you're sort of bringing an eraser to something and you want to add something new. And then you go to the 1, 2, 3, fourth box, which is add generation. Right, is it add generation frame? Um, yeah, I think it's add generation. No, it's not that one. Sorry. Um, it's just go back to this prompt box, and I could be like, add a children's puppet theater. Um, uh, Modern and style. I could just add subjective words, and it's gonna work on this, right? So this reading on Dolly asks you to pick like an objective word and a subjective word. A subjective word is more about like a mood or a feeling, and the objective word is like, okay, like modern theater. Um, so here you see, right? It really gave me like a children's puppet theater. Um, and so I can accept that, I can cancel that, I can, right? See how it's giving me, okay, I like this one a little bit more, right? It's giving me various options down here. Um, and I can accept it, and then I can also keep generating and riffing off of that, right? So this could be my visual proposal. And I've done this I've tried about 6 different generations of this. So I'll just sort of show you where I got to with this. So there's the photo of the empty space, right? And currently it's being basically advertised as a like a potential retail space. And again, my main argument is that we have enough retail. We have enough retails in Columbia City. I think we need more of a nonprofit, not-for-profit, community organizational space, right? So many different types of that. I could pick, like community library, lending library, but I'm going with like, children's puppet theater. And then the one I got to after like 4 or 5 tries is I kind of like this one. It looks like a theater, right? Um, so I might end up going with this one, right? I sort of really like how this looks like reality. It looks like a real theater has been put in there. Um, so that's where you want to get to with using DALL-E to help you with the visual rhetoric, the visual argument, the visual persuasion, right? Humans, Americans are very visual. They're very persuaded by images that convey ideas and concepts, right? So the images I just made conveys a clear image and argument for what should go in there. Um, I almost think most Americans wouldn't read my text. They would just look at oh yeah, that should go in there. So you guys know how people work in terms of persuasion and emotion. Um, People often act out of those rather than logic or considering arguments. Okay, and lastly, right, you've got the 6 types of claims. The one we're working on this week again is a claim of policy or a proposal. You've got these problem statements, which can help you find sort of a problem in your community, right? So you could click on that if this helps, and I'll just demo 1 or 2 of these. Again, a good proposal, a good policy finds a problem, and it gives a solution to a problem, right? So I could be like, okay, most people believe that gentrification is good for a community, but I will show that nonprofits, community nonprofit organizations are better for a community, right? Or what we know about community arts is that they suffered under COVID. What we don't know is, well, how do we bring them back, right? So I'm using some of these templates or formulas to help me generate a problem, right? If we don't understand the value of community theater or community spaces, we will not understand what it means to live in a tight-knit community, right? To live in a stable community, right? So I'm trying to use some of these to see if I can help formulate, what's the problem I've identified in my neighborhood, and how is that going to get me to a solution, right? Problems and solutions are linked. So there's the short claims reading, the short problem statement reading. I really hope you like this reimagining urban spaces using DALL-E. It's a really fun way of working with claims and policies. And lastly, I just want to say, if you want to use any of this work or writing about hip hop therapy, right? We have a magazine on campus called Lion's Pride, and I'm actually one of the readers for this. I'm like on the committee for this, right? So I might be biased if you submit and be like, yeah, I know them. They're in my class. So take a look at the Lion's Pride. It's really great. They do everything, right? We'll publish your research paper, we'll publish your creative work, right? So I think this use of DALL-E to help us generate visual ideas and visual arguments and visual persuasion is right up the Lion's Pride alley, right? They want to see stuff, visual work, right? So that would fall under illustrations, digital art, or design work, right? So I think they would love to have you submit your ideas to their latest edition, right? And that the deadline will be April 17th if you want to go all the way and submit to Lion's Pride, right? Or also if you just have any poetry lying around, or short stories lying around, or fiction sketches lying around, or essays, research papers, nonfiction writing, or just other art that you've done, or memoirs or photographs, right? If you have any of that, right? Please submit. This is a great opportunity. This is great for networking and developing all these professional skills. And this can really lead to a lot of doors being open, and is great for resume and cover letters. So yeah, spend a few minutes looking at the Lion's Pride. See the kind of stuff, right? You can click on past issues. You can see what they've done, right? Some of the stuff they publish, um, they will take, right, a lot of stuff. So this is a great home, right? And a lot of people from our community at LW Tech read this. Okay, folks, email me if you have any questions. I'm always available to meet. Just let me know. Bye.